Evening everyone. Today I'm going to talk about on the topic quasi-contracts, theory of unjust enrichment and contract of necessaries. So in the absence of any agreement between the parties, a quasi-contract is formed by the court order. Despite the fact that the Indian Contract Act 1872 does not define quasi-contracts, Section 68 to 72 deals with some close ties approximating those generated by contracts. A quasi-contract is described as a legal duty which is imposed on one party to prevent the undue enrichment of the other. The Indian Contract Act specifies 5 instances in which the quasi-contracts are imposed. Section 68. Necessaries supplied to a person who is incapable of contracting. When essential goods are delivered to a person who is unable to contract, then the person who gave the products has a right to collect the amount from the person's property. Under this, we have the theory of unjust enrichment. It means that when a person benefits from another person without giving anything in return. The doctrine of unjust enrichment was founded in English law on the principle of had and received, and Lord Mansfield declared in Moses versus McFarlane that the gist of this kind of action is that the defendant is obligated by the ties of the natural justice and equity to refund the money depending upon the circumstances of the case. Section 69. Reimbursement of an interested party. When a person with an interest in particular property or goods pays the sum on behalf of the owner of the person who is liable in the first place, then the person paying has the right to make the claim. It will be collected subsequently from the person who is responsible for the payment in the first place, that is, the owner of the products. Section 70. Obligation of a person who enjoys the benefit of any non-gratuitous act. When one person benefits from another person's legitimate and non-gratuitous behavior, then the former person who has benefit from it is obligated to recompensate the latter for this act. Section 71. Finder of the goods. When a person finds the items and knows they belong to someone else, then he is responsible for the commodity's safekeeping and for returning them to the rightful owner. Finally, Section 72. Liability of a person to whom the payment is made by mistake or under coercion. If a person obtains the payment as a result of a misunderstanding or compulsion, then he is obligated to refund that money to the other person. In conclusion, I would say that the quasi-contracts are obligations which are imposed by the law and only in particular conditions rather than contracts as defined by Indian Contract Act. Quasi-contracts simply impose the obligations so that no one party benefits unfairly. Thank you.